Hello, here is a Foxxy game that white won quite comfortable by 13.5, but it's a bit strange that the file ends here because especially when you play Chinese rules, you gotta feel the neutral points as well. So normally black was supposed to play Hane and Hane, then Atari here, connect. If white captures the call, black has a call threat like this, take back the call, then well, you gotta count the call threats, but let's suppose the call will be filled, so neutral point, fill the call, then fill all the other neutral points, and then count the game. So this should be the end. But anyway, white is comfortably ahead, so it doesn't matter so much. Let's dig into the game from the beginning. So this time we have a low Chinese Fuseki by black, which is rare nowadays, but it's still playable sometimes. Probably some players are just nostalgic about this opening. Quite an interesting attach. Usually this kind of contact in the corner, it's played against low defense. So it's very common to follow up with this Joseki. But against the high defense, it's more common to play the slide or direct Sansan invasion. Especially against the Chinese Fuseki, where black has a middle side extension in place, it's really good to go Sansan right away. Otherwise, when you just slide and extend back, black is going to build too much in the top. So it's more interesting to dive into the Sansan right away. And actually, white can play the Tsuki at d16 directly. This is a very common way to approach the Chinese Fuseki in the modern era. But this happens after the right side, so we will see it. So anyway, slide, it's old-fashioned. Direct Sansan, it's, let's say, the new style. Actually, it used to be played also before AI. And also, you can think about the peep and then slide into the corner and extend to the side. This would be AlphaGo style. Anyway, we have the attach. And in the end, it's not too bad. I mean, it seems like a normal variation as well. So when black push here, white decides to Tenuki. That's an interesting idea. Normally, you simply get ahead, but it's also okay to play the Tsuke in the top left corner, because you really want to make sure the moyo doesn't get too large. So this is fine. The variation is kinda standard. D11 is good. Yeah, that's where you want to extend. Well, of course, white can push along and then Hane, double Hane, black connects, and now extend a little further, like D9 or at least D10 to try to complete the moyo on the left side. It's possible too. But this D11 is nice. So now when black Hane or continues with double Hane on the right side, but actually on the first Hane, white can already capture this stone. Or play Atari under. And if black connects, you push one time and you leave the position like this. Anyway, this will happen later in the game. So far, it's pretty good. So black turns, but actually for black it's more interesting to play E3 or F3 or even F4. So one of these moves to prevent the corner enclosure. Because if black plays a move like E3 and white pushes here, this is a move that black can ignore in fact, and just continue with pressure on the left side. So black turns to expand the top moyo, but for now black is putting all his eggs in one basket. That's the problem with the Chinese Fuseki sometimes. And now white defends. Locally this is a good defense, but it's more interesting to take the Shimari on the bottom, either like this or how it happened in the game later on. Because even if black continues on the left side with a move like this, you just answer and it's still fine, either here or Tsuke. So this is good, but in a way it's also over concentrated because there's another stone here. So white feels a little bit cramped. Black played the Nobi. Black doesn't need that Nobi right now. If he wants to continue with the moyo, should be Keima. But if he plays a move like this, for example, and white blocks here, this is a move that black can ignore and continue in the lower left corner. So right now, white is Sente, and white got the big point. It's strange that black plays the Hane in the corner because this is a complete endgame move and it's really not necessary to do it now. I mean, for black it's interesting to approach here or inside Kakari or Sansan invasion or Hane on the right side. This Hane on the left can be played much later in the game. Anyway, for white it's natural to block. Because if black played b15, he probably had the reason to create some agi around b13, so he might just connect. And once you make this exchange, it's sente, and then you play away. Because if you just play away right now, black can push or play Keima or push through like this. And now you gotta sacrifice the stones. I mean, if you play here, he will just capture them. Well, it's a Gothic catch for black, but it feels quite powerful, and now white needs to extend again. So therefore, for white it's normal to just block. And now when black pushes here, you pull back, and it's absolutely fine. If he plays this, and he cuts, you can play Atari, push again, and then this is the loose ladder capture, so it works fine. Nothing to worry about. Anyway, yeah, interesting to play O3, which is a large point, and then continue with the attack here. Now what happened in this lower left corner, it's a little bit interesting. So far so good. White doesn't have to capture this stone. You should connect and keep fighting. Black will play here, then Nobi. Now there are cutting points and it's quite difficult. I mean, black doesn't have time to go this way. White will push and cut. So, and anyway, the corner can survive even without those pushes and cuts. So now right now, black will probably play this kind of move. And here, white has time to play on the left side or jump out and then look for the cuts. So when black plays here, you Hane and just make life in the corner. Then black has several problems. This group, it's a little bit in trouble, and also the bottom stones. Therefore, it's a pretty good fight for white because you will catch one or the other. If you play like this, black is happy to sacrifice. So Atari, normally white has to capture here. You don't need to connect, because after you connect, black can also come around with g2, but that can happen later. So take right away. Now if black captures the stone in a ladder, you play Atari from the outside. When black takes, you take away the extension. When black plays here, you Hane again to put some pressure on the group. The thing is, it's easier to make I shape when you capture directly. Now, on the other hand, black can also try this Atari, and it's difficult to fight the call. I mean, when you play a double Atari, black will capture, and now, no matter what code threat, white will find, and it's very tough at an early stage of the game to find a good code threat. So for example, if you just took it here, black will connect, and luckily this is very good for black. So it's hard to fight the call. Therefore, let's go back. When this Atari is played, white must connect, but black still needs to come back and capture this stone. So then you have the double Atari, black takes, and you go in the corner, and now black needs to extend for a base. Then you still gotta block here. Anyway, luckily it's still a success for black, because you shouldn't allow the cut. So playing e2, it's not so great here. You must always connect c3 and keep fighting. Go out. If black plays here, you cover. And now black needs to survive on the bottom somehow. Then you leave on the left side. So for example, if black plays this and this, you go out on the left side. Black needs to leave, and you just take care of the center. I like this block still. It's big. So back to the original game. Connect, black captures, approach. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. But you can still play Atari here once to see whether black will take or connect. Because if black connects, then you approach all the way, threatening to go out and descend in order to remove black's eye shape. So black still needs a move here to create an eye. But he might take. And it's still okay. You play here. When black makes eyes, you try to surround the other guy. So it's some sort of trade. Let's see. Black plays away. Interesting. Black should block the corner now. This is safe. And white will probably react somehow. Either a one space jump or jump out. Because this can be quite annoying if black escapes. So Hane. And this should be followed by double Hane. Or Atari and Atari again. To make sure that white is not going to capture one stone, give up the two stones, then also leave in the corner. This can happen. But White can just take the stone. So black went Nobi. That's a bit soft. And now white plays Keima. Yeah, this Keima looks good to reduce the Moyo. Is the Moyo's border. But for white it's still interesting to play something here. Also, white has the Atari like this. If black comes out, white can go out and now there is no more ladder. Therefore, black will play Atari and leave in the corner. Then white can catch the stones on the outside. But yeah, this Keima, it's appealing to get into the Moyo. Yeah, it looks good for both. So if if white plays away and black plays here, it will grow a lot. Okay, it makes sense. The turn is slow. White doesn't care, but it's actually very big to play R18 or Q17. Now the problem with Q17 is that black will play one Atari and leave the position like this, then play away. And when you play R18, many times black will just connect. But of course he can also ignore this move. It's just that after he ignores, you jump along to reduce more. Anyway, it's big to play something there, otherwise black will descend R18 pretty much center, which he should, but he didn't. So when he goes down here, there's a problem. I mean, if you don't answer like this or like this, the group can die. So let's say you play here to surround the bottom. Black will just capture one stone and is dead. 1, 2, 3, 5 stones on the second line. So playing here, if white defends, black can turn, white needs to defend again. So it will be just a 3 points life. That's why it's very big to react right now. Take the stone or Atari under. So black comes in, but that's an interesting move to invade. Normally if he wants to invade, it should be on the third line. But probably the best thing to do is simply jump out or play the Kosumi first to see whether white captures like this or like this, and now escape to the middle. White will probably do the same, then third direction. White needs to protect somehow. Kosumi, jump, Keima. If Keima, black has the option to sacrifice a stone and make some I shape, then run out again. So, back to the game. Black comes in, white splits, very good. This is a nice move, this Kosumi to try to surround. Well, another move would be just jump out. If black jumps along, you jump here. Now the group on the left side has some trouble. Black needs to make I shape. Then you just cap the other stone. So you punish this strange invasion right away. But this feels good too. No bit's fine. Yeah, black is looking for some outside thickness, but it's not so great. So here, it works to push through. And when black blocks, you cut. And if he connects, you go out. The stones are captured. And if he plays Atari here, you just take. You don't need a preparation move to use that push and cut. It works directly. So just push through. If black wants to save those stones, he needs to play something here. Then you go Atari, connect. He gotta play this. Then you push through. Then you have the cut, which he needs to play like this. The problem with the cut is that if he wants to save the other stones, you have to throw in Atari, Atari, and capture everything. So you cut first. He goes out. Push once, he goes out again. Kosumi, threatening a snapback, he needs to connect, and then you catch these guys on the bottom. So it's so much more damage. But yeah, black is not going to try to save those guys. So when you push, he will give you those stones. But right now, it's still interesting to do something about this lower left corner. Take away the base and chase him out. This is a nice move because if black plays here, you go up. If black plays here, you surround. Black plays in the corner to leave like this, very small and painful, and then push and damage the other stones. So this feels a little bit slow. Normally, black can also defend against the cut, but he doesn't care about those stones. He should jump out, which he almost did. So once he jumps, you go in between, you catch a couple of stones, then he plays here, and he jumps along. So this move, threatening to use the Agi. Normally on this move, you gotta cover or push like that. These 3 stones are not that important. Yeah, it's white really worked hard to capture those guys. Yeah, this is big. So less Agi on the bottom side. Hane to enclose, but yeah, you gotta jump in the top. I think that's a little bit risky. Just play a 1 space jump. Because this Keima, being so strong in the middle, black can think about Tsuke and then cut. And now when you play Atari from behind, you will just give him more territory. In fact, he can even Hane, answer, resist all these Ataris, and he will build a large box in the center, and the aim of this Keima was to reduce it. Oh, well, if he protects the bottom, because this is also a little bit in danger, then yeah. I mean, the follow-up here in the top can be shoulder hit, pull back, even Tsuke, and then another move to protect, so the shape is fine, and most of this potential is gone now, because of these stones in the center. Anyway, yeah, good to approach like this, take away the ice space, but the follow-up should be Nobi down, or Sagari, because he doesn't have ice completely. If he blocks the corner, you play here, and that's a false eye, and it's an L shape, and now he's on the run. He might play this, and then jump, but it's good to chase this group, because as long as you keep him busy, the stones will arrive in the middle, and weakens this group, reduces the potential, so it's a much better flow for white. Let's see, so jump out, this will give you some points in the middle, but black can easily make ice. And the way to block here is this way. He might play the Peep or Atari, but you immediately Atari under, then connect, and he needs to come back and make eyes in the corner. So that's more active, and now you block like this. Or play some other moves. Playing the Nobi, it's a heavy formation, and somehow Gote too. I mean, when you play the block, at least you have some follow-up. If he plays away, okay, let's say we separate here, then you got Atari, then you jump in the corner, and all of a sudden, black has only like one eye. White needs to play here, otherwise black can make the second eye. I mean, if you surround, he will throw in, go down, you must connect, and he can block like this, or he can even play Atari, and when you connect, he comes out. So he can make eyes in the corner with that throw into Suji. Well, now black plays away, he defends this bottom. This catch is good, but you should play the shoulder hit and reduce. Yeah, that was big, because black could play there anytime. You shouldn't connect one stone. It's more interesting locally to jump here. If you capture the stone, it's just 2 points. And already you erase a lot of territory on the side. But still, let's play shoulder hit, then Nobi or jump. So reduce this area, then Hane and everything in center. Where to jump in the center? Around here. So if black captures one stone, you just jump on the side. If black blocks the side, you don't have to do anything. That Atari was really small to capture one stone. It's true that when white connects, there are some cutting points, but they don't bother so much. I mean, black can play here, and when you cut, he will just Atari and push all those stones into the wall. So they jump here, and in the end, they die. Ah, that was soft. This cut, he can give you a couple of stones and keep center. So still more interesting to play here, or to peep and then get ahead. He would just Atari and push that down. Oh wait, this is wrong, black can capture. White should go down, and when black goes down, white goes down again, and at least capture these two stones with a few surrounding territory points. This he can capture, but it will be Gote. So maybe this is just a misclick, this R7. It's much more natural to go out from Atari, no? Like this. Ah, so he got the shoulder hit to increase that box. Yeah, push here first, and then turn. And Hane, Atari once, push again, push one more, then push from the top. Everything center, jump in the middle. Peep first maybe? Yeah. So, let's see the original game. Push through. And white managed to break the top, huh? Aye. Here, black should connect this way. And when Hane, he's got the clamp and then connect underneath. Yeah, this can be a little dangerous. Oh yeah, threatening to cut in the top is not such a big deal, especially when black can push through and capture the 4 stones. If you block here first, then it works. But yeah, now it's dangerous in the top as well. You must connect these stones in the center somehow. Yeah, after the Keima, it actually works to cut at K17, which is good. Yeah, so now you live in the top very comfortable. This was a big damage for giving up the 4 stones on the left side. Probably this decided the outcome of the game. Well, here black can play Atari first and then defend this way, so now he doesn't care about the Hane. Okay, block. This is big. White can play here threatening to save the 4 stones, so black needs to capture. That's a good center move. Then jump in the corner, black will push and block. Then block here also. Black needs to stay alive. Reduce the center and then block the bottom. Anyway, impressive territory black built here, but it's not enough. White got a lot on the bottom, and also the damage in the top was a good compensation. This move is just a 1 point in Gote, not so big. So yeah, for example, if white plays here and black pushes, white can block, it's nothing. Black still needs to come back. White plays this way. This is center too. Then connect here. So that's 1 point. It's more interesting to play on the second line. Okay, black can also play this way, but the end game is different. I mean, when you play here, here, and then something else, black has a follow-up on the left side and damage some points in center and also increase his territory. But once you're on the second line, which means that you also want to save the stones. I mean, if black plays away, you just come out and you save them. The end game is more positive. Like this, you gotta go down and it's Gote. It's like playing here, here, and then another move to prevent black's push. But that push is not such a big deal. I mean, he pushes, you block, and that's it. So you gotta pay attention to those fine details. Okay, push and block. That's fine. Yeah, he got all those in center. It's okay to block. Atari, connect, and then connect. Because like this, he can push again, and then you still need to play another move inside. So you better block directly. Now the push is not such a big deal. This was pretty large. It's a pity because white could always play the B2 move in center. Even now. If you play it, he will push, block, and turn. Otherwise it's dangerous. I mean, if black keeps pushing here, you go Atari, and all of a sudden the eyes disappear. So that was big. This is also big. For black it's more interesting to play on the second line. White can push, but then white needs to block to prevent some monkey jump. This Hane, it's not too bad, but Gote for now. Right now, it's okay to play some sort of reverse monkey jump. Let's see if it works to play the monkey jump actually. This. Pak, Atari here. It's a dangerous. So monkey jump would be too much. But if you just play Kosumi, he blocks and you leave it like this. And if you play here, it's the same thing. He will block. Yeah, this is even better. Otherwise, next you come up with the monkey jump. So this Hane, it's a 7 points endgame in Gote. Yeah, this is necessary, it's true. That's big. Yeah, this is also big. S13, bigger than the push in the center. This one you can block to make extra points. Shape is good, but yeah, he can push again. Fine. That's center. More center, that's fine. This turn is good. That Atari is not such a big deal because black can block here. You need to connect and then he can leave the ko. So forget about that Atari. Better play here to threaten a double Atari. Then this one he must connect. You should go down. Don't allow the center in that area. If he plays Atari, you answer. Hane and the other Hane. And black will leave it like this. Now black can play here to enter inside. Hane, block, connect. This you might answer here. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, similar to what happened in the game. So black is still ahead. Sorry, white ahead. By enough, more than 10. So black defends in Gote. Yeah, white played the important moves, it seems. This defense is not necessary right now. I mean, If white goes here and black cuts, black can go down, you connect. And only after the neutral points are filled, you need to play another move inside. But no need to do it in advance. Anyway, well done. You managed to keep your calm and win this game, even if it looked tricky at some point. But the Fuseki felt pretty good for white, so white managed to keep the lead from the early stage till the end. Keep it up.